microphone's muted. Hold on. Got a lot happening. So, I'm gonna find a guide online. We're gonna tell you the full breakdown of this, including the Twitter post that DMG has stated too, that the official Destiny 2 hasn't stated. That probably will be stated on Thursday's TWAB. Okay, 10 hours ago. Here we go. Let's see. There's going to be a lot to unpack. We're going to do this the best that we can. I think Dato's videos are going to be the most helpful here, but I'm going to break down into it. So that way... Yeah, okay, so here we're going to do this. We're going to break these down individually for you guys. So we're going to start with the new exotics, the new exotic weapons. And a lot of this stuff is going to subject to change when we get to launch. It's all in playtesting. So, obviously, if you pre-order the game, you can get No Land Beyond, the sniper from Destiny 1. It will indeed have a catalyst, but the catalyst does not drop with the pre-order, so you have to wait till the expansion releases until you get the catalyst. Okay. We have a scout rifle that's void that is called the third iteration. It has a thing called amalgamation rounds, which aiming down sights for a short period without firing compresses the spread into a single high-density projectile. Damaging a target with the shot marks them. This weapon deals additional damage to marked targets. Defeating a marked target or landing a precision final blow with an amalgamation round grants invisibility in true sight. Okay. Then it also has another thing, which is a battery. Battery slowly recharges over time. When the weapon is stowed or not being fired, press R to vent the core, greatly increasing the speed at which the battery recharges. And Triplanar Mass Driver fires a spread of void energy projectiles, aiming down sights narrows the spread. And it's a craftable. This is visual gameplay. This is not mine. This is Dato's. So shout out to any of the players that got invited to go to there. I didn't, but I'm just showcasing what we have here, which you can find on Dato's YouTube channel or any other content creator you watch that went to the event. So apparently the scout rifle, you kind of see what it does. Takes a while to reload because of a charge. You can kind of see visual gameplay there, but that's kind of interesting. Okay. That's basically about that there. Now we have the hand cannon called Graviton Spike. Graviton Spike is a arc hand cannon that can also be turned into stasis. Temporal manipulation. Press R to swap between fast-firing arc mode or slow-firing stasis mode. Final blows and precision hits overcharge the opposing mode to enable additional effects. We're gonna get to that here in a second. So, temporal alignment, refit. Overcharging both arc and stasis modes grants a period of increased damage. And temporal anomaly, which, when overcharged, each mode expends a portion of overcharge for additional effects on final blows and precision hits on the following elements. Arc summons a bolt charge, which, when you get to full bolt charge, it will hit the target, which is referred to a lightning strike. And then stasis will create an explosion and formation of stasis crystals. And it is also a crafted weapon. So both of those weapons are crafted. They'll have catalysts that you can get. Alright. We're now going to go ahead to the next video. Let's go ahead and go to the exotic armor changes. Titan. Titans have finally got the long requested feature. We finally have gotten retrackable throwing Titan bonk hammer for solar. I'm so happy about this. I could not be more excited for this. Okay, so what happens is I'm gonna go to the UI so you guys can read the thing. So it's called Melis Penelopia. Collecting a fire sprite or rapid solar final blows make you a Forge Master, allowing you to recall your throwing hammer. After impacting a target, recall your hammer at full intensity to perform a perfect recall, cause an explosion of forge slag. Perfect recalls and collecting fire sprites extend your time as a Forge Master. So, Forge Master is going to be a buff on the left-hand corner of where you see your super, your ammunition economy. Boom. Right here. My mouse cursor is kind of like circling around. So that's what's allowing you to get your hammer back like Thor, the God of Thunder. So, if you plan on building this for the expansion, my recommendation is that you want rapid solar final blows or you want fire sprites. So, that's the kind of build you would want for this kind of exotic, for Titan. And here's visual gameplay, by the way, so you guys can look at it. Hold on, let me go right here. Here we go. Bam. Now you got Forge Master. Time it right. Comes back to you. Timing and chaining is going to be really important to get this hammer back, because there might be some consequences if you do the timing a little bit too early or too late. So, but it looks like the more times you keep retracting and keep killing with your hammer, the more time you have to keep grabbing your hammer back each time you throw it. Okay, let's go ahead, dive into the Warlock. This is the testing range. This will come with the expansion. We don't know if it's right away. It sounded like when I was in a call with a few buddies earlier today, they were mentioning about this stuff while I was trying to do a Red of the Nine ultimatum. Or just regular Explorer for triumphs and stuff. This is the gun range where you can test damage numbers. And looks like we're going to be getting this sometime. I don't know if it's right at launch or if it's going to be a month after launch. That's what I probably heard. So it's one of those two. It's either a month after launch or it's going to be when the expansion drops. But we'll see. You might want to stay tuned for that one. But this is the Warlock Exotic Gauntlets. What it does is it enhances the Helion turret called Eunoia. Console's pitch. Helion's projectiles deal increased damage the further they travel, eventually fracturing into Scorching Sharpenal, which you kind of saw right here. Boom. Okay. And that's pretty much about it. There's nothing else to that. So, just another, like, replacement to benefit. It just enhances Helion. Nothing other than too important, except, like, just, Helion with this exotic gauntlets can now scorch targets. Basically what you could do. So, there's that. We're gonna go forward. Hunters get the, I don't know what hunters do really well, but they, it looks like they get their melee back. Let me see. Okay. Morai. Web catcher. Fretted spike can bounce to tangles, detonating them and returning them immediately. Tangles detonated by fretted spike are woven and retrieved. Catches without a tangle refund extra melee energy. So it's basically to retrieve your melee. Like as you can see right here, according to Dado. He'll throw the melee at the tangle. He'll instantly get it back. But if you don't, then you just basically get extra melee energy so you could build back up to it. But the whole purpose of the gameplay loop for that is you want to make sure you're throwing your melee at a tangle so that your melee comes back consistently. Otherwise you can just throw it and you'll get some small proportion of melee energy back. Which, speaking of armor, we're going to get to that here in just a second. And the stat distribution, and the power level, and damage numbers and all that. So, that's all the exotic armors for now. For now. This is not all of them. These are the ones that are revealed for now. There will be more. So, be on the lookout for those. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and go to the armor changes. So now, and some of the stuff that I'm showcasing might change. So keep that in mind. So now, what do you see here? I'm like, what is missing on our armor screen? Why is resilience? Because it's gone. Armor's getting changed. This is called Armor 3.0. And we have this now. We have health. Looks like melee, grenade, super, class, weapons. Okay. So, health. This is the new stat. Your shield. Okay. Increase the amount of health you gain each time you pick up an orbit power. Reduces flinching from incoming fire while aiming a weapon. Health per orb is plus 70. Flinch resistance is 10%. And if you go over the 100, like you would in, like, say you go, I get a 100 stat of so-and-so. So let's say health, for instance, here. We're gonna break down each one. Health, when you have it enhanced, above 100, your shields recharge more quickly, and have additional health when facing combatants. And shield recharge goes up to plus 16.7%, and shield health goes by plus 7. Okay. Melee. Base melee cooldown is 30 seconds. Melee energy is plus 190%, which increases the amount of melee energy from all sources. And if you get this enhanced, which is exceeding above 100, you will get plus 30 PvE damage for melee and plus 20 in PvP. Now we have super. Super increases the, obviously, just what it takes for energy to get back. Now, when you enhance it, it's going to do more damage, which I'm kind of curious because I want to know if that, plus if you have 22% on surges, depending on what your super is. So that is something worth noting. Give me 2 seconds, chat. I gotta enter a Discord call. Not out, but there are changes. People got to go to the... People got invited to go playtest the game, or the expansion, early. Yep. Have you seen what the power level is like? So, any base armor we have equipped. So, like, for example, your base build for, I'm trying to think of a build that you own. Think of a build that you own. All of the power level gets dropped down to base power level 10. So, usually we'd be at, like, 1900. We're not gonna be anymore. We're gonna be down to 10 when we have our basic armor, like our old armor, versus the new one. Yep. And when you get your armor stat to a certain tier, like say you get up to beyond 100, it's gonna have an enhanced benefit. So let's say, okay, say you have your grenade, right? Yep. Yeah. Every stat point's gonna matter, absolutely. And it looks like when you go to the new armor mod tab, it looks like we still have all of our old mods, like, targeting mods, or orb mods, which depends on what element we use. Like, for example, if we're using a solar weapon, and say I want to throw on a solar siphon, that's still there. That still exists. And, there is no, by the way, there is no benefit to masterworking your armor anymore, which it might get changed. But, what the playtesters got to see is that, if they masterwork the armor, it's only doing the upgrades for the lowest 3 stats. Which is, I don't know, kind of not, I don't know what the word for that is, but... So, what's your question? So, the new armor has tiers. But on the armor that we're looking at now, here, let me screen share this to you. Ooh, this is kind of a cool UI. Right here. Okay. Here we go. I got it up. So, this is a brand new helmet. You see that? So that's what it looks like now. And then if I scroll here to our old armor, because he mentioned it, Dado did at least. I gotta find it. Where is it? Is it this one? Hold on. Let's see. Those are new weapons. This is the gun range. That's the new mountaintop, which gets some really good perks like blasters. It's a new perk, which is dealing splash damage grants improved bonus to grenade stats. So some perks that are benefiting the stats to the new armor system. This one just provides a melee stat. Where's the clip of him showing our old armor? He showed it in here. I saw it. Trying to find it. Oh, right here. Okay, so when we start the expansion, Zach, you watching? That's what's gonna be. Drop to power level 10. But we still have all of our mods and stuff socketed in there. Some of the mods might not be existing when you have them equipped. So, like, you know, when you have, like, resilience in there, it might not show up as resilience because of the changes. Yep. And I can confirm, Zachariah, they have do the kaput on bounties. They haven't elaborated on how much, so they only just said a certain amount what they're removing. So that's about it. Which I'm not Not surprised. I'm not surprised by it. Yeah. But I really like the Bushido. I really like the Bushido fashion in this game. It looks so clean. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it looks like Infusion and Masterwork, correct. Yep. That's exactly what that is. So when you get to tier 5 armor, this is what it looks like when it's tier 5. So you get the what is this slot? Hang on. I got to see cuz when you get it to tier 5, cuz this is a max tier, cuz with max tier it looks like you get your normal 3 mods that you can equip. You get your stat bonus right there. You get like your little stat thing there. I don't know what that thing is in the middle in between the strength mod and the recuperation mod. I don't know what that is in there. But that looks like some new mod that we're getting. Which is very odd. But I will be getting on as well. And we already knew about the armor bonuses already, so I don't need to cover that. But each armor set, if you have 4 pieces, it benefits like a thing. So like for example, this Tech Sec gauntlets, the set for this, if you get 2 pieces for Wrecker, you deal significantly increased kinetic damage to combatant vehicles, overshields, vehicles, and constructs. And then if you have all 4 pieces of this armor set, it defeating powerful combatants or breaking a combatant's shield with kinetic damage releases a disorienting kinetic shockwave, which is basically kinetic tremors. I can't confirm it looks like kinetic tremors, but it kind of sounds like kinetic tremors to me. Or or that, yeah. Then this one here is like picking up an orbit power grants special ammo progress. If you have 4 pieces of that. And I'm certain Thursday they're gonna have more of a breakdown too. Even July 15th, and the day 1 is July 19th, which is a Saturday. Yes. So here's this thing right here. We have weapon tiers. Tier 1 gives you base stats. Tier 2 gives you an enhanced trait. Tier 3 gives you enhanced trait 2, multi-perk 2. So the higher the tier, the better the reward, if that makes sense, which we've kind of seen. We've already seen this. And then that's kind of a preview of the highest tier weapon. And they have not mentioned anything about crafting at all when these game testers went to the event. The devs and stuff have not mentioned anything about crafting whatsoever. But this is the new origin trait from Kepler's. It looks like the Kepler origin trait for this weapon. It's similar to You remember the what? How do I explain it? Yes, exactly like that. And this is just a cosmetic flare for applies this weapon mod to add it. It's kind it's kind of like the thing from the 20th anniversary. But this is a new bow frame, high impact longbow. It says high power draw of over penetrating arrows. They have a hand cannon that's like a shotgun, but it's spread shot. You're not gonna believe this, Zach. But guess what? We have a new solar perk. We have a new one. Do you want to know what it does? It's, it has to do with, right here, Burning Ambition. Dealing sustained damage more quickly, scorches the target. Dealing damage to a scorched target inflicts scorch. And then, if you enhance that, you reduce the oh my god, this hand cannon does get heal clip. And in can? I'm gonna be hunting for that. And it's a heavy burst? Well... Oh, it's a heavy burst. I don't know about heavy bursts right now. Unless they change the damage on it, maybe. But thank you very much for playing that. Yeah. This is the new mountaintop, Zach. It's arc, and it gets volt shot. It's a new perk called Blastributor, which is you deal splash damage, grants an improved bonus to grenade stat. There's a thing, basically you get perks for and if you have an enhanced, you just you get more you get like a benefit to that armor stat. What do you want me to? Yep. What do you want me to scroll to? I'm listening. I'm all ears. Okay. Yes, they do. So, like, they have enhanced high velocity, high stick, or high, or enhanced, sticker grenades, enhanced high velocity, yeah. So what does that mean if we have enhanced versions of those? The mags and the barrel. Of course, ads. Skip. Thank you. There we go. This is the new perk I want to try. The Burning Ambition. I don't know what the... Oh, Burning Ambition? Okay. Look at the damage numbers. You seeing that? Yeah. Looks like that's where we're going back to. But it might change. Because this is all playtest. Really. But. Oh, Zach, by the way, I don't know if you know, but the, you know the sudden death shotgun from Prophecy? It gets, in its third column, it gets 1-2 punch, and in the fourth, it gets trench barrel. You could have you could have that column right there. You literally could have that shotgun. Which is why I want to hunt that shotgun. This is Transcendent Moment, which is for Transcendence, for Prismatic perk. Final blows grant bonus stats based on the weapon's damage type, alignment. Light elements grant stability and handling. Basically, looks like PvP to me, but I really don't know. While Transcendent, this weapon gets both bonuses. But, yeah. Oh! Okay, we did that. Okay, let's go to the power leveling change. You've seen gameplay of the new exotics and stuff, Zach? Okay, and you saw the weapons too? I know, I'm excited for them. No, the only synergy I could see with that scout is, you know the mask of the quiet one? Or the one-eyed mask or whatever? The one that, the Titan exotic helmet that marks targets? That's the only one I could see it being really good with, but I don't really know. The reload it and the charge heat sink thing is kind of slow, so probably not. So this is the power leveling thing. Challenge modifiers. You can have locked equipment challenge modifier. So depending on the reward, so they have reward rankings based on the difficulty. Because you can choose your modifiers. Because this is the new portal system. But they do have the old thing still, by the way. They have a world map. If that makes sense. I don't think he does in this, but he did say that the old map still exists, if you get what I'm saying. Like how we yeah, it is. Dad'll confirm that. Do you want me to back up a little bit? Did you want to see something? Okay. So each... Yeah, be careful, bro. There's a lot of stuff happening. Yeah. There's a lot to unpack from all the playtest, everything. Yeah! Rocket free... Yeah, that's gonna be nuts. I know, dude. This is weird. And we've seen this already, because the higher the tiers and the modifiers, the better the rewards will be. It's kind of how I can simplify this stuff here, because that's basically it, really. That's really simplified. And armor. Oh, there's a, if you look at my thing right here, what'd you see? Yeah, solar. No, what can I get? What slot is that other one in? Is that in the third slot? Oh my god, I'm hunting that. But too bad Trials isn't out in the first week of the expansion. Yep. But that will be good for a future thing, because... Wait, it'd be good for the contest dungeon, because contest dungeon would be after the dungeon, or the contest raid. Yeah. That's... I can't remember whose footage I saw it under, but I know... I saw gameplay footage of that pulse rifle that you're talking about. I saw it. I just don't know who I saw it under. But... So, did you see this part right here, Zachariah? Yeah, you're good. Oh my god. I need to see that. Wait, what? Huh? I'm gonna pull that up. Hang on. Artifact mods. Here we go. Got it. All mods. Oh, column 1. Scavengers are discounted? No way. Oh my god. Overload. Wait. Overload rapid fire? Oh. With autos and SMGs. Interesting. Overload shotguns. Unstoppable snipers? What? Wait. Having No Land Beyond stun and unstop? I'm curious about that. Oh my god, sidearms are unstop and hand cannons? Oh yes. Anti-barrier scouts and pulse. Thank god. Yes. Dude, this is a good... I love the champion mods already. Flame and Fire... Wait a minute. Column 2, Flame and Fiber and Freeze combines the Solar Strand into one? What? So if you're running Solar Strand and Stasis mods? Siphon... That's the ones with mod... Or orb generation. What? No way. The other group is thinking of running conditional finality with that shenanigans. Wait, Diviner's discount. All scavenger mods are discounted. One with Frost. While Frost armor is active, Stasis weapon gain increased reload speed, stability. Stasis swords gain increased guard resistance. Oh my. Tightly woven. While woven mail is active, gain increased super and grenade stats. Okay. Wowza. Rapid precision. Rifling. Rapid precision hits or final blows with scout rifles. Grant them yes. That's gonna be huge with the Arc Scout I got from Sundered Doctrine. Oh my god. And has reduced incoming flinch. As you were saying, rapid fire framed scout rifles are the most goated frame for scouts. That's gonna be, yes, absolutely goated with that. Fever and Chill, rapid precision hits with solar weapons grant rate. Oh my god. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Elemental Benevolence. Granting allies an elemental buff gives class ability and gives class ability energy? Okay. Frost Renewal. While you have Frost armor, taking critical damage releases a burst that freezes nearby cabans, grants Frost armor to you and nearby allies. Ooh. Wait. Reciprocal Draw. Rapid non-sidearm final blows. Grant sidearms a period of increased damage for a short time upon next draw. Why do I get a feeling that's going to be good with, like, damage rotation when you're using bait and switch? But, again, bait and switch might get nerfed, which wouldn't be shocking to me. Refresh Freds. Picking up an elemental pickup matching your subclass element or tangle while you have Strand super grants energy to your least charged ability. Okay. Fretted Blast. Destroying a tangle with strand damage increases the radius of the explosion and its damage. Categorized Darkness. Okay, Categorized Darkness. Stasis or strand debuff. Non-boss combatants take increased solar damage from all sources. Elemental Daze. Stunning a champion with an elemental weapon creates an elementally aligned explosion, applying a matching elemental debuff to them and nearby targets. Wow. Shoulder to shoulder, dealing sustained precision damage against cabans while near 2 or more allies grants you damage resistance. That's amazing. Elemental Coalescence. Defeating targets has the chance to create an elemental pickup matching your equipped super element. I wasn't trying to yell at Gnome. Angie was, pretty much. Radiant Sharpenal, dealing sustained weapon damage while radiant or defeating a scorched combatant with a weapon causes the target to release his solar projectiles that deal damage and scorch on impact. Shield Crush, while you have Woven Mail, Frost Armor, or Void Overshield, your melee recharges faster and deals increased damage. While you're amplified or radiant, your grenade recharges faster. Okay, Zach, hear me out. Shield Crush with, oh, wait, you gotta have an overshield with that, but that's actually really easy. If I get a repulsor destabilizing weapon with, Shield Crush, and I do that with Getaway Artist, because Getaway Artist, I can throw on, what's the prismatic, aspect that gives you, Radiant? It's like it's like Touch of Flame or whatever, Touch of, it's the melee that gives you, Radiant. I think it's like Torches. Ember of Torches. Yeah, Ember of Torches. But it's like for Prismatic. But so if I have that with Getaway Artist recharges faster and it deals increased damage, which henceforth not only I have an overshield, my melee. Okay, so my melee, my buffs with melee. So every time I'm throwing a Strand Needle, I'm gonna get Devour, and I'm getting an overshield, and I'm gonna get amplified from my grenade, and it's gonna recharge faster and deal increased damage. That might be insane for Getaway, but Getaway might get nerfed. Elemental Overdrive, picking up an elemental pickup or tangle grants increased damage to weapons of the same element? Oh. Okay. Tangled Web, creating a tangle by defeating a strand debuff target, suspends nearby combatants. Frigid Glare, while Frost Armor's active stays fireball is cause. Zach, you're gonna have to put the priority artifact mods in chat so I know which ones to get. Those, not right now, later when it gets closer to the expansion. I love to come too for Halloween. That would be fun. That would be so much fun. Alright. There's all your Edge of Fate changes. That's all might subject to change, so be on the lookout for Twids. Thank you guys. Adios.